I am Steve Crockett. I'm a registered nurse in a local emergency department. And, there's several things I could talk about as far as what you experience as a nurse, but there's one time I remember happened kind of recently. In my role specifically, I do many things, but one of the things that I will often do is I'm a charge nurse. And so I help organize the department and make sure patients have nurses assigned to them. I assist with nurses as they take on a load and those type of things. Now, there was one day where I was watching the camera at the charge nurse desk, and I see this guy just book it right through the lobby. And he starts to kind of wave his hands frequently. And then he runs back out just as quickly as he came in. And I had no idea what was going on, but I knew it had to be something kind of crazy. I'm an ER nurse, so I live for those things. But I quickly looked around me and I didn't see anyone who was there. And so I thought, great, I got to go out there and see if this guy needs help. So I go out there completely by myself. I go out into the lobby and I hear the registrars, and the registrars tell me that there's an unresponsive patient. At least that's what I heard. And so I thought, oh, shoot, there's an unresponsive patient in that car. I need to go there. Turning around, seeing if I should get a team or if I should just go and assess the situation. I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to go and assess the situation. So I go out there quickly, and the dude's back is towards me, and there's a person in the passenger seat. And I hear these weird noises of just exhaustion and grief and wailing. And I'm like, oh no. Well, maybe not, oh no. There's somebody who's actually responsive. That's good. But what is this? And so I walk closer, and all of a sudden, this guy who ran in there, he goes, help me. And he turns, and I see his wife, and she's laying in the seat with her legs completely up, and there's a baby coming out, and this baby just goes, and it shoots out, and I'm like, oh, what do I do? And the husband caught it, and so he's capturing this baby, and he doesn't know what to do because he's got this thing tethered to his wife, which is all through this umbilical cord. He then hands me the baby. And I'm just like, great, I have no team. You're clearly don't know what to do in this situation. And oh shoot, his wife just passed out. And his wife is unresponsive. And I'm like, okay, what do I do now? I got this baby. I can't just suddenly walk back in because it's still attached to the lady who just gave birth. And so I turn around, and luckily I saw somebody coming from the ER, and I yell, and I'm like, I need the baby kit. And so they come back into the ER, they grab a few things, and 30 seconds later, there's a doctor right behind me, and he's wearing a gown. In the meantime, I'm covered in all this baby juice, and the baby's crying, and it looks healthy, so that's good. And so I'm just trying to keep it warm, and the dad's all happy because he just delivered this baby. And I look down at the mom, and she's still kind of passed out, and I'm like, I think we need to focus our attention on her. And then she starts to kind of come to, and I'm like, okay, I think she just passed out from the pain. This is all really weird. And the doctor is like, Steve, we have to cut the baby's cord. And I'm like, all right, I've never done this before. What do we do? And he's like, it's on the baby kit. And I'm like, well, I don't even know what's in the baby kit. Fine, let's open this up. So we find some clamps, so we clamp the cord, he cuts it, and then he hands the baby back over to the dad, and then the mom starts to wake up. And she's like, oh, is everything okay? And I wanted to just see how she was. So I said, yeah, things are great. And she goes, oh, I'm so glad things are okay. And I said to her, I want you to know your baby boy has so much hair. And she looked at me really confused, and she goes, boy? Did I just have a boy? And I'm like, wait, hold on. I go over to the husband, and I open up the blanket again, and I look, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Your baby girl has a lot of hair. And then these two kids in the back seat of the car, they're like, yay, I got a baby sister. And they were all happy. And that was the end of the story. We took her up to labor and delivery, and the baby went up there too.